All right. All right. Good morning. Welcome everybody to 1 Million Cups. I'm addressing all of you, but I'm talking to the camera for those people who are on Facebook Live. We have extra chairs up here. I'll send one back to you. Make yourself comfortable. Thank you. Thanks for joining. All right. Pretty excited to have a packed house here this morning. For those of you that don't know, 1 Million Cups is a weekly event created by the Kauffman Foundation out in Kansas City. And 1 Million Cups is a nonprofit that they started with the intention of caffeinating entrepreneurs every Wednesday. And every Wednesday, there's about 120 something chapters that meet anytime Wednesday morning before noon with the goal of caffeinating entrepreneurs, right? So I hope everybody got their coffee on the way in. It looks like I see a couple 1 Million Cups mugs, a couple of just regular mugs. No coffee for you. I'm assuming you had some before you got here. No coffee, okay? You could ask for tea. I'll be okay. Anyway, we're here at Rome in the town at Trillith. Rome is an amazing co-working space that gives us this room at no cost as a sponsor in exchange for sponsorship. The coffee is provided by Counterculture Coffee. All of the organization and marketing that goes into this chapter 1 Million Cups is more or less a courtesy of Jason Hunter Design and my awesome team. And then the flyers that I handed out to you, those are made by a company here at Trillith called Edwin Jarvis. They do really great print work and they donate these flyers, and I'm grateful to them too. So now that I've got all the thanks out of the way, I will say that we had advertised today with a speaker called Blue Zen Capital. They had bailed on us once before. We gave them a second chance. They bailed on us late last night. They're not getting another chance. Sorry to say, but we are relying on our presenters to show up and contribute. And if you don't come twice, I can't really give you too many more options. So Moshe, if you're listening, sorry, man. But as fate would have it, just as I got that email last night that he was canceling, I saw that one of my neighbors liked the 1 Million Cups Atlanta South page. And I thought, he just opened a brick and mortar location. He would be great to come and present. So I sent him a message, and I was up super early this morning. Did anybody else hear that thunder last night? Yeah, my kids did not sleep, so neither did I. So I was up very early and I saw a message back. So I said, James, call me. So I told him all about it, and he is here to talk to you today about his business, Premier Blinds and Designs. I explained that the format is 6 minutes with 20 minutes of Q&A, but as normal for us here at Atlanta South, we only have one presenter per meeting. So there's really no time limit. We're gonna just let them talk for as long as they need to talk, and we'll follow that up with Q&A. And if we're left with time at the end, which we never seem to be, we'll do sort of introductions or just like a little casual networking. And if we need to, I've got a really fun game we can play too. So with that, James, I'll ask you to come up and take the stage, or both of you, or one of you, whoever's doing it. Of course, yeah.
Awesome. Morning.
Morning.
How are y'all this morning?
Excellent.
So just to clarify, I was coming whether or not he invited me. I was already going to be here. We had already planned that. So Jason, do you need me to look at any specific way?
No, you just be natural. The camera will pick you up. I'm actually going to switch. I just realized that whole time I was talking, the camera wasn't even looking at me. It was looking at you. I should have told you. You could have like mouthed my words or something. Anyway, you're on now, so we're good. Always something.
Signs here we're in Peachtree City now, so we actually have a true gallery dealership in Peachtree City. How many of you have ever bought window treatments? All right, and how many know what window treatments are? Blind shade shutters, automation, drapery, right? So we do all of the above, but that's not our business, right? Business are people, is people. Actually, all of y'all's business. I don't know if you knew that or not. So when I was talking to Jason about what to talk about, I wanted to give you a vision for what we want our customers to see. So that way we can make sure that we're matching what they're seeing with what we're seeing. Because if you're in the picture, you can't see the whole picture, right? And this is something I learned early on from one of my mentors. And I'm a pacer. Is this okay? Can I pace?
Yeah, that's great.
So one of my mentors taught me early on, if you're in the picture, you can't see everything because you're part of the picture. So at Premier Blinds and Designs, we only sell quality customer service and quality products. And what this means is that we offer lifetime warranty on our stuff, we service everything, we take care of our customers. We want them to have what we call a wow experience. So picture Chick-fil-A. How do you feel when you go into Chick-fil-A? Is there anybody that doesn't like Chick-fil-A in here? Okay, I didn't think so. So when you picture Chick-fil-A, you leave every time completely happy, even if you like, it's not that they don't get anything wrong, but they'll take care of it. I mean, it's just a different experience, and that's what we wanted to bring into our workplace. Now, if you've ever bought window treatments, that's not typically the deal, and in most service industries, it's really not. So what we want is for our customers to come in and have a beginning to end experience of walking into a gallery where they can pick and choose window treatments. They're going to have designers on the spot that are going to basically guide them through the process, because they don't know what they don't know about window treatments. Just like we don't know about every other business in the truth, right? So when that starts, it's literally the moment they come in the door, we want that wow experience turned on. More importantly, when they see the website, we want that wow experience turned on. Everything that we do, we want them to know that we're completely different in every way. And so what we do when we're planning is we look at what everyone else is doing and we go the opposite direction, right? So the rest of the industry contract all of their installations out. We decided we're gonna have full-time installers, because now we have accountability for installers to do what needs to be done. Instead of having sales reps, we don't have sales reps, we have designers who actually guide you through the process. We have 1-800 tech support. We have, I mean, literally from beginning to end, it's a different process than even Hunter Douglas provides with most of their dealerships. So that's what we want our dealers or the people that come to our website to see. Even our website, if you go to hunterdouglas.com, it's different from every other Hunter Douglas website. Reviews, if you go read the reviews, they're like pages long. People rave about the service that we do. Now, what we don't know is what our customers see and where we're missing the mark, right? Like what are they seeing? Because sometimes they'll come to our website and they won't come in. They won't fill out a form. They never get the chance. They don't know what we're about. Sometimes they'll come into the store and they still don't know what we're about. So our biggest hurdle is getting more and more people to see who we are, but also to see who we are behind the curtain, right? What kind of a business are we? So that probably is our biggest issue that we deal with. Marketing wise, also because we are in a higher end market, we do a lot of work here in Trillett, Serenity, places like that. A lot of times we're not getting a large number of customers, that the projects are different. That makes sense. Is anyone else working more of like a quality-based industry? Okay, so you're basically working on less projects, right? So you do, right? Less projects, but better projects, right? You want to do less but better. And that's really what we do. But when you come to our website or you call our phone or you go, however you find us, how do we get that to be the first thing you notice? Wow, they're different. Because most of the time when somebody comes into the gallery, so if you haven't gotten to Peachtree City and come to the gallery, you should. You'll walk in and like, wow, I guess this is pretty crazy. And that's what everyone says. So that's what we want. We need the same thing from our website. We need the same thing when people answer the phone. We need the same thing basically throughout from beginning to end. We also need to know where our loopholes are, right? Like where are we not seeing things that we're not doing correctly that matches what our customers see that needs to match. What else, Jason? Is that good enough? Like description?
Yeah.
And really our vision is, I'll give kind of the vision statement behind it, but like our vision is to change the way the business is done. So we have this ideology of like the premier way of doing business. And it's small things like awareness. Like, so when we hire people that are mentally aware. So when they walk into a customer's home, let's just say that they just came back from a funeral. And we're going to walk out of there and we're going to send them a gift card, or not a gift card, but a card, because we're aware of their situation and who they are as people. So these are the little things that they'll get from us once they commit to us. But how do we get them to see that before they actually get to that process, right? Because we know we're the absolute best fit for them. We know that we're doing the best work of every other company in the planet. But how do we get them to see that? And I think that's where our biggest loophole, really falls. So.
Yeah, I think one of the other things that a lot of people might like to know is sort of your background and why you chose this industry.
Oh, yeah. Got a good story for this. All right. So long time ago in a land far away in Coweta County, Georgia. I graduated from Union High in 2003. And I was working at, how many of y'all remember the Ryans? Any of y'all remember the Ryans, Ryan Steakhouse? Okay, so I used to work at this Ryans and I realized I needed a big boy job, right? And so I applied to, this is, some of you youngins in the room don't know what this is, a classified ad in a newspaper, handing out flyers, and it happened to be for a wine company.
Ah,
And it was for a local blind company, and I won't call any names. So let's just say I learned a lot from that experience, but also learned what I didn't want to do when I started. And from that moment forward, it was all about customer service because that was the opposite of what we were giving there. Learned a lot of good trades, but that was really where it started. In 2008, I left the industry, left that company, but I always had in mind that I would start my own company, but I would do it the right way. And it really has always been my mindset. Is to do it the right, not only the right way, but better than anything else. Like I'm a little competitive, and I'm guessing if you're in this room, you're a little bit competitive here. You wouldn't be in business properly. So, but that's really where it started. It started from a newspaper ad, literally replying to a classified ad, and from there, I actually launched a leadership development company a few years back, and loved personal development, loved every part of that, and brought that into this industry with a vision of really changing the way that business is done, not just in our industry, but every industry. Because every industry can use things like awareness, it can be high level customer service, not just a little bit. Like, how many of you in the last 30 days have experienced bad customer service somewhere? That's just, you know, that's everybody, right? Right now, we are living in a world that is kind of post-COVID that is still using excuses for COVID, when really the business needs to adjust to how the world works. And we still have to provide good customer service. And the ones that will move forward and they'll prosper. And that's our kind of our ideology behind what we do, why we do it.
that's great. I had another question pop into my head. I was going to say that, you know, as being friends on Facebook, that professional development piece, the inspirational piece is so clear of you as a person. And it's really, I mean, it's only natural that it comes through in your business endeavors. I remembered what I wanted you to share with everybody is your plans for the future.
Oh, yes, this is good. Yep. How much time we got?
Plenty.
All right, so we can talk all day on this. All right, so we just launched our first gallery dealer here in Peachtree City. It's the beginning. We had already planned 2 more after this. So literally, this is the first of 3. The other part was getting this one solidified so we can move across the country and expand. Now we operated without a storefront for 6 years. I did well, like, because literally what we do, we can come into the home and bring samples into your home and do a different type of business model. But if we want to continue to grow at the pace that we need to grow, people need to be able to come in and touch, feel, smell. They want to see the automation. How does it work? Can I pull out my phone and make the shades work? All that stuff you really need to be able to feel. It's kind of like I still don't order clothes online. Is anybody else like me? Like I still I need to touch it, feel it, try it on. That's kind of how it is with window treatment.
I do, but only if I can send them back.
Yes.
At no extra cost.
I have to preface that there's one thing that I'll order online. I have a love for Lucky jeans, and I know exactly what brand, what style. I'll just order 6 of the same jeans. So it's easy. But really, our plan for the future is to go beyond window treatment. Because really, you can take that premier way or premier ideas into any industry. I believe, and I may be wrong, because some industries might not work that way. I know we've talked about the even with Candace in the back, she works at Max and Exteriors. It's a different model than what we have, but the customer service transcends. You can take it into any industry if you wanted to. So we really want to change the way that business is being done across the country, like how and raise the expectations. So I remember when Chick-fil-A first came to our town. And the first time everybody went there, it was like, that's crazy. There's no way. I thought there's no way they can do that every single time. There's no possible way. And they have, which means there is a way for us to do the same thing. And it's a way for businesses to also do the same thing, and be able to bring that type of service quality and even small things like, we really do. We send out thank you cards to people, even if they don't buy them. Like it literally, we want them to know that we cared. They gave us their time. Like just small things like that. And so drastically different than what everyone else does.
If you feel like you're at a point where you're not sure where to go, then I will just say that as 1 Million Cups, we are our question to the presenters is what can we as your community do for you? So I know in the beginning you did ask about sort of helping us share our feeling of what we get from the website when we look at it. so that you can determine, what sort of direction that needs to go. Is there anything else that you would ask of us? And then we can open the floor for Q&A.
Oh, yeah, so I love feedback. So I want all of it. I'm here for all of it, so whatever you got. So one, marketing obviously is a big piece of this. Like, so what customers, they can be inundated from everywhere from Home Depot to Ethan Allen to, everyone can sell window treatments. So they're not gonna do what we do. So one, how do you market to those customers and get the right eyeballs, or what we call is our perfect client, right? Like, where are excuse me, our perfect client, how do we find them? And then the second piece is, once we find them, how do we get them to know who we are quickly? Because we need them to know fast, right? So Jason, obviously you do this. Like, you need a quick impression that's going to give them the idea that this is different. They're going to be different. And from there, so our process, what we call our customer journey from beginning to end, is pretty seamless. Like, once they're in, like, we're good at what we do. It's just a matter of getting them in the door and getting vision there. And then anything that might come afterwards. So we do some things like we'll send gifts to our clients. We track their birthdays and they have, we know obviously they up to that. Crazy enough, we become friends with our clients. And this is a really rare thing because most people don't want to be too close to their clients in case something breaks. Like, well, I'll just fix it. So like, it's pretty easy to do. So we'll become social media friends. We'll see them through at the Enzo grand opening, and there was like 5 different people we had done projects where they were walking through. And so it's just different, but we need to know what in that process at the end maybe to change that we could do a little bit better, and what things maybe we could cut out. Maybe we're doing too much of some stuff like that really doesn't matter to the client at all. So that's another good question. It's like, what would matter to the client that we're not doing, but maybe what doesn't matter to them that we are doing. It's a waste of time.
That's great. Well, first, let's give James a round of applause. Helping us out. I don't want to be I asked the first question, so normally I feel like I take all the conversation. Let's somebody else ask a question or give some feedback.
Jump right on.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new guy.
I'll ambush you with a real customer question.
Introduce yourself too, so
Okay,
everybody in
so,
the room knows.
I'm Bernard Dorsey. This is my first time coming up here. I go by I'm a content creator, author, all that crazy stuff right there. But speaking directly to your line of work, I have these big windows in my house, 3,600 square foot, 4,600 square foot house. I got these huge windows, and they give me problems in the summertime. It's called heat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to block these things out. I went to the option of looking for someone to come in and they do measurements and all that stuff. And the prices were just kind of like, I was like, oh, okay. What I have at the bottom is your typical thick faux wood folding blinds or whatever. And I was trying to figure out, do I want to go with the same thing up top? Also have one in the front of the house, by the foyer, or do I want to go with a more shade design like these right here?
Yeah.
So what he was trying to pitch me on was his automated, and I was like, okay, usually with solar and the whole automated thing, I would rather, for something like that, I would rather go with electric, rather than solar, because solar would eventually conk out, you got to replace the motor or whatever. So my question is, if you're pitching solar, what is the benefit to it? Or could you do hardwire?
Yeah, good question. So we actually don't pitch solar a whole lot for that same reason. Because what's the fix to a broken solar? You can't change batteries, you can't do anything. So you can do hardwire, or you can actually we now have rechargeable battery ones that you can slip in and out that will charge. We can do B-size batteries. Yeah, we can do a number of different things. Usually what we get in our industry, this is a great question. Most people push the easiest solution for them after their customer. And in our industry, it's very common. They do what's best for them as an installer or for a sales company, or what's going to make money versus what's absolute best for the customer. And this is something we focus on even with our team. It's everything else to take care of itself and take care of it. So yes, there are solutions. You can use shades, you can do blinds, depends. The easy question. In the mornings, do you open everything up, or do you kind of leave someone closed?
No, I'm more of a seasonal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the wintertime, they stay open.
Yeah.
In the summertime, they stay closed.
Yeah. So you don't have to do automation up there, but it would be easiest, especially since you can put it on a timer, just let it open close on its own or swing to the phone. It's literally that simple. And literally you can do a rechargeable internal battery where you can just take a wand up there and hang it from the charge. You don't even have to take it out. There's a lot of options. Out of it.
Would you consider your?
Ron, just introduce yourself,
Oh, I'm
please.
sorry. I'm Ron Kupferberg. I own Arcade Studios. We're a commercial photography studio and anybody needs cards. So you consider yourself a concierge type of business. You cater to the higher end. Theoretically.
Theoretically, yes.
So your marketing should be geared to that audience. Is this the only kind of marketing that you offer right now?
Yes, a good question. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get
No.
that. And actually, there's two good questions. I'll address the first one about only being high risk. We actually have products that will service everybody from bottom to top. What we want to know is who cares about quality and customer service side of it. Is what we found, a lot of times people are coming in just wanting the lowest possible product. A lot of problems if we come with those also. So that's just in our industry. I don't know if that's the case. So what we're looking for is people that have the same values that we have. Do they care about quality? Do they care about customer service? Do they care about longevity? So we do a lot of work in retirement communities. People don't want to ever do their shaping, right? They want it done once, done right, and I want them to work for the rest of the time down here. So we look for core values as far as what they're looking for us, and we want that to match. So money-wise, that doesn't matter. We have everything from $100 bond to a $3,000 silhouette, and we can do all of it. But our customer doesn't know that, and we can't tailor to everyone. We'll get a lot of customers that we get people call data and looking for blinds. We're not the right place. That was our first cue to change our website because we had a very generic website. People would come there and say, "Hey, do you 2-inch box with blinds?" So we get called for it. I see in Home Depot $49. We don't. That's not our service, right? Like we don't do that. So we started making changes to our visual audience so that they're seeing that that's not what we provide. So that was a really good question. Second question, we do myriad of different things marketing wise. So obviously we have a website, we have social media that we do Instagram, Facebook primarily. We do some called Pinterest because it's all visual based. We do geofencing, we do basically everything that you possibly think of. Google click ads, we do. I mean, it's really, we do it all if we can. We're actually having a meeting next week to see what's working, what's not, because you don't know what's working for you and what your audience is seeing and where you're getting a lot of your clientele. Start researching.
It's all basically online type. You don't do direct mail.
We don't. So our perfect clientele is finding someone that has our values that is building a new construction home. That's a big hurdle we have because guess what? They're not getting mail and they don't have mailboxes anymore. So you can't even slip anything in the mailbox, right? So when someone's moving into Trilla, we need contact. So a lot of times we're building relationships with designers and decorators who are there that have been a part of that process. And so we do a lot for our decorators.
Yeah, two questions. One would be, what do you find to be your biggest struggle? And number two, what has your experience been like in targeting people that already think this way? For example, as an amateur, since I don't have any experience in your industry, my gut would tell me that I would try to network with people they're really into the solar panels, just because of the way they're thinking. So your biggest struggle too, if you can just elaborate, I just find it really interesting.
Yeah, it's actually a really good question. So you're right. We think about what our perfect customer looks like, and then we start advertising in that arena, right? So we spend a lot of time in areas like this, and Serenity is another big one. We market in the Fayette County Lifestyle magazine, which basically it only goes to houses that make 600 or worth 200 grand. So we are tailoring to a specific market. We know what our age group is. So most of the people that buy our stuff is from 40 to 60 and they're women. And so we target, none of y'all are in that category, but 40 to 60 women.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, we do a lot of that. We're kind of like purposely working in areas where we know we've done a lot of work with that, but Hunter Douglas does a lot of work with that too. They do a lot of data research on who buys Hunter Douglas costs. how do they market? They spend millions of dollars on marketing, so we partnered with them directly. We're only one of 200 of those galleries in the state, which means that we're basically going to the hip with 100 of them. And if you come to our showroom, 100 of them is on our sign. Literally, if you go to the 100 of this website, they will send you to us. So our partnerships are important. Our decorators probably are the most important. So a decorator has already done the job of building a relationship in the home. So then for them, when we're referred in, or we have someone that's just like, hey, I need this, and then we come and do the project, the work's done because she's already built the relationship, and that's the biggest part of it. And so we don't have to do marketing, we don't have to do any part of that. We just take care of our decorators really well. Christmas time, they get nice gifts. Yes.
You're in the perfect area right here. Trailer. You're getting all this brand new construction. You expose their company to builders, contractors, the designers in some way. And how do you do that? How would you?
Yeah, we do. And actually, so we're gonna be more aggressive with that now that we have the gallery. We can actually invite people in, bring decorators in. When you come into the gallery, it's not just your normal showroom. It's literally built like a decorating center where a designer could bring their client into the showroom and have a design table set up where they can actually go and do whatever they need to do at their own pace. And so we have multiple tables set up like that. The back of the house, which is that part of the house, is actually set up like kind of like a living room center where you can take the client back there and have conversations about other things. So even our gallery is different. You come in, it's not like a showroom that you typically go to. It's built for designing, decorating, and being able to bring people in. They really are the builders and stuff. We're going to be able to bring them in and really show them what we do. It's part of kind of the same question: how do we get them to see we're not like everybody else?
Well, how do they see this,
Right.
especially with the smell,
Yeah.
their mind is on the typical on the approach.
That's right.
So what would you say, or what would you be looking for, get more focus on the contract? Selling to people about this.
Yeah, that's a good question. So in here, I can speak to Trilla. We know a lot of decorators and designers. So that's for this neighborhood, it's a pretty easy one. The builders really don't want anything to do with that part of it here, which is fine, but some do. Some, so like the Crestline, which is in Peachtree City, they actually have like a little setup where they have a district set up in their design center, so their clients can come in and pick things when they're actually doing the design. So we want to do more of that too, where we can actually help stage, and that Crestline community is massive, like, and it's still growing. You know, so we are doing exactly what you're pointing towards. It's fine how we can leverage, not necessarily having to advertise to every customer, but who already has customers that we can actually take care of at a higher level. Because then that makes their life easy, right? So one of our best decorators, Kate Bating, and literally people just hand her floor plans and walk away, and she comes back $5 million later, there's a house, right? So for her, she comes in and she just points and clicks. I mean, this here, this here, this here, and the project literally for us has zero overhead. Just go in and do the work. And it started with one time she found us online. We did one small project with her. We were able to get in the door, show her our service, and we've never turned back since. We offer it. So we need more of those. That's our ideal customer. So our customer is not really our customer. Our customer really is servicing our customer. That makes sense. Yes.
I have a couple of things. First, Home Depot came out with another last week in my house. It's not a good experience.
Yeah.
So a couple things there. First, you talked about the experience being a differentiator, and I'm 46 years old. I don't have a lot of time. I want things to be easy, right? And I love the fact that you've got the custom reviews front and center right there on the web page. But that differentiated experience doesn't actually come through just on this beautiful web page.
Okay.
It's not clear to me. Maybe if you look around in there, it doesn't come clear.
Okay.
I would read reviews, obviously, but
Right.
Everybody has good reviews on their website. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that isn't getting clear to me when I look at this. And the second thing I was thinking about is I imagine that the vast majority of the revenue comes from first-time buyers as opposed to repeat purchases. People don't just get rated windows often, you know. So, but I'm wondering what percentage of your revenue comes from referrals, and do you have like an active program in order to incentivize it?
Yes, a good question. So I'll back up to the first one. So we've actually, this is something, the review thing is something I play with a lot because I want people, unless they go in there and read them and you actually, if you click in and read them, you'll tell like they're literally genuine, long, wrote out, like I have been wanting plantation shutters for my entire life. And I mean, just like those types of reviews, but you can't see that from this, right? So I don't know how to fix this. If you have any insight on that,
I would put a scroller
Yeah.
along the bottom where